Oh man, it's dark in here. I just came from outside. Oh, let me throw out a light. Boom! Now we got too much light. Now you can see me. My water softener quit working. Yeah. Always something, ain't it? Wasn't for my broken stuff, I'd never get to make a video. Let's go into this utility room. Show you what I'm working on. Okay, my water softener doesn't seem to be working. I just checked it to see if it had salt. And look at it, it's full. So I guess I got a problem. Or maybe not. I'm going to go pour some hot water on here and see what happens. See if this caves in. I got a feeling it's all caked in there and it can't get down to the bottom here. I believe there's a float and it lets in some fresh water, and then it turns this at the bottom into brine, and then it sucks it up. Yeah, it sucks it up into the controller up here and uses the brine, the salt water, to regenerate the beads, the softener beads inside the tube that's in here. So I'm gonna go get some water and pour it in there, and then I'll show you what happens, if anything happens. It could be this. I may have to take this top off and see if the float's stuck or something. Or heck, it could be a lot of things. But anyway, I'm gonna go with the simplest. First I went the simplest to see if I was out of salt. I'm not out of salt. So I remember it, you see it kind of cakes up on the side anyway. Let me go get some water and we'll see. Gee, guess what? I just poured some warm water in here, tapped it with a piece of pipe, and lo and behold, the whole bottom was empty. I probably don't have one bag of salt left in there. So now I'm going to put it into overdrive, or actually put it into recycle and see if it works. Never thought about it making just crusting over like that. I mean, it must have been 6, 7, 8 inches thick, minimum. I'd hit it with my hand and it felt solid, you know, I'd hit it. But then I tapped down the bottom, and about here, it sounded hollow. So now, maybe it'll work. Let's see. I'll check it out next time I take a shower, and I can tell you whether the water's soft or not. Wonder how long it's been doing that. Probably a long time. It's probably a few little pieces were falling in the water down there. So hopefully that'll fix my problem. Another operator problem. As far as I know, it works. I ran it through another cycle and the water's soft, so I'm happy. But anyway, that's a hint for you. If you look in there and you go, oh, I'm not out of salt, that can't be the problem. Yes, it can be. Easily. Fooled me. Fooled me. I looked into it 2 or 3 times. I even went like this and dug around, you know. But it still didn't cave in. I couldn't beat it in. I had to get water and put it on here and let it kind of soften it up, and then I popped it in there. So let that be a lesson to you and me both. If your water softener quits, but yet it runs, you know it's running, and you can hear the water, back flushing and rinsing and all that, but yet you still don't get soft water. Try to remember when the last time you put salt in the darn thing. I couldn't remember. It doesn't use very much. It regenerates based on how many gallons you've used. So if you don't use any gallons, it's never going to regenerate. It's just going to sit here. And since I'm gone a lot, it doesn't regenerate very often, even when it's working correctly. So there it is. Tectonic. I couldn't remember the name of this thing. I really like this old softener. I bought it at Menards years ago. Stuck it in here. Before that, I was renting one. So luckily, when I rented one, they had ran all these copper lines down to my pressure tank underneath the house. So really, once I got this, all I had to do was tap into these, and I've got a whole house filter. So I filter the water first, filter it, then it runs through the softener, and then it goes into the pressure tank. That's what I got. And then I made this so if I have to work on it, I can close this off, isolate it, open this up, bypass it, so the water just comes right back into the tank. So I don't run out of water, even if this is completely out of here and the filter's out of here. I can isolate it and still live with hard water. The water here is really hard. I have to use I use salt that has a rust inhibitor in it. It costs about $1 more for a 40-pound bag, but it's well worth it. And these filters are what I'm using here. These are the water filters I use. I'm just trying to get the sediment out. I don't want anything to plug this up, because this has some very small orifices in it, little whiz bangs. Obviously it's got a flow meter in it. So you really don't want to get any dirt in this thing. It's paid off. I've had a filter on it ever since I've had it. I change that filter. I actually don't routinely change it. I change it when I start noticing I get a little bit lower water pressure, then I change it. Or if I come in here and it's just solid and I can't even see the windings. This is just a real soft yarn or something all twisted up on here. It does a good job. If I see them on sale that are the paper ones, I buy those. I usually just buy the ones that are the most economical. Because again, all I'm trying to get out is that black sand that's down here in Michigan. And that's about all it takes out. And of course my water for drinking, most of the water I drink, except when I'm brushing my teeth or something, is I have an RO unit. I made a video putting that in a few years ago. I've had an RO unit for years. It's just a little faucet right here. Got a little tiny pressure tank under the sink. Anyway, if you have trouble with your softener, before you jump to any conclusions, it could just be your salt can't get down and get in the brine tank.